Yo, what is going on, guys? Crypto Vibes here, also known as Crypto. Bringing you guys another video, and today, we have our Week 4 matchup in the PSA, going up against LaDerp James and his Los Angeles Infernoobs. So, as you guys can see, finally got the upgraded text of the teams here. As my team and LaDerp's team is pulled up next to each other, as you can see all the points by the Pokemon and everything, so it looks all nice now. Hopefully it looks better there. And yeah, getting into it. He's got a pretty interesting squad. Scary threats against my team for sure. I'll go ahead and go over it. He's got the Jirachi, Clefable, Dragonite Z-Move user, Mega Blastoise, Nidoking, Chandelure, Rotom-Mow, Mandibuzz, Heracross, Glalie, and Oricorio. So, overall, the two biggest threats on his team, I would say, are probably the Dragonite and the Mega Blastoise. For the sheer fact that the Dragonite is a Z-Move user, so that thing is going to be scary as hell. I think it's going to be packing the Electro MZ this week with Thunder Punch. It's just a hint I might be thinking. So I'm packing Protect on a couple of my mons to try to get that thing out of its Z-Move. Obviously, it's a little scary. Well, considering he has Dragonades on deck, so he could Dragonades on my Protect and all that shenanigans. But anyways, the Mega Blastoise being the other, it just has really good stab for my team. As my only real answer to come in on it is Licky Licky, and if he's carrying Aura Sphere, that could be a problem. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get into the team we brought and tell you guys why. So, anyways, we're bringing a pretty bulky Celesteal here. You can see Sassy Nature with 248 HP, 224 attack, 4 in defense, and 32 in special defense with Sassy Nature, like I already said. But anyways, we have the Aqua Berry with Heavy Slam, Earthquake, Toxic, and Protect. This allows me to take on a offensive and defensive Clefable, which is really nice. It allows me to check a Jirachi to most extents, barring a special Calm Mind Jirachi with Thunderbolt. And we could take Nidoking. It's like a secondary check to Nidoking on our team, barring our Licky Licky we'll talk about. And as well as we can take, I'm sorry I'm saying over so much, but that's the theme for today, Alright, but anyways, that's mainly what Celesteal is going to be doing this week, as I believe we don't have any too many specific EVs besides like the attack. It really helps me out here. If we're taking on the Clefable, like I said, offensive or defensive. If he's offensive, we can 2KO him, or we can actually OHKO him depending on a couple of rocks rolls, stealth rock rolls, and I'm really expecting to be unaware this week, considering I have a Zygarde and Celesteela looking like they could be set up. Well, Celesteela, obviously, Clefable can't really do anything with that with its unaware with my speed boost, but for Zygarde mainly, and like I guess a Calm Mind's weakened, so unaware is nice there for Clefable's sake. So that's really good. And yeah, definitely going to be good overall for taking on that. And Jirachi, I can check most Jirachi sets. I expect him to bring Choice Scarf Jirachi against my team. I think it just looks really solid. I mean, and once he breaks down the Celesteal, Choice Scarf Jirachi can just destroy me. So I gotta be careful about that. This Celesteal is going to be really important. Let's come into my next one. Making his debut this week, we got Forgotten the Zygarde. And you guys, I've used this in leagues before. I didn't record them on YouTube. I didn't even have a YouTube at the time, but Zygarde has been one of my favorite Pokemon in League formats for a while, and I like it for its sheer fact that it can set up in multiple ways, being Dragon Dance, Sub, Coil. Very effective in all three of the ways. You could use Sub, you don't even need setup like Dragon Dance or Coil. Considering it's a bulky mon as is, so you can run Toxic on it with all that. I'll just stop talking. I'll just talk about the set. But anyways, we're packing 1000 Arrows Toxic, Substitute, and Dragon Dance with 0 speed EVs. With an Atom of Nature. You're probably like, Crypto, what are you doing with 0 speed EVs? Dude, I don't need them. Once I set one Dragon Dance up, I'll speed everything on this team, barring a Choice Scarf or just Jirachi in general, which is really nice. Really nice. I believe that I said that correctly. Yeah, that's correct. As potential Choice Scarf on his team, I'm thinking Choice Scarf Jirachi. I mean, if he brings like Choice Scarf Chandelure, I have ways around that. So, like, if it's Choice Scarf Jirachi anyways, that's like one mon I couldn't outspeed anyways if he's max speed. So that's that. We have 1000 Arrows right there. It's just the main Zygarde busted move. Toxic, if we get behind a sub, basically the main point of Toxic plus Dragon Dance is Toxic. If Fable comes in and I'm behind a sub, I'm not going to click Dragon Dance, I'm going to click Toxic first, because I'm expecting Unaware, like I said. So if I can land a Toxic, cripple that thing down, make Celesteal's job so much easier. And Dragon Dance is just nice. If he's Magic Guard Clefable, I can set up on it if it's weakened, and then just go to work. As well as Dragon Dance late game when Clefable's gone could be really nice, or just weaken a bunch of things for Zygarde. It could be a really good cleaner this week. So that's Zygarde. Anyways, moving to our next one, we have Peach, the Mega Dynasty, making its 4th game. I was gonna say 4th game debut, but 4th game of the season in 4 weeks, which is pretty cool considering the Saints come every week so far. And I'm enjoying this mon a lot. It's definitely new to me. I'm not the best using it, but I enjoy this mon. As Mega Dynasty is going to come, so we have 56 in the HP, we have 180 in special attack, we have modest, 100 special defense, and 172 in speed. Now, you'll see a lot of like non-speed natures for my Pokemon, and the reason being that I have a naturally just a little bit faster team than Litter, as his fastest thing being Jirachi at 100. Like, I don't have a fast team at all, but like my team is like faster than his. I guess if you just want to say it like that. But I'm not even speed creeping for the Jirachi. I'm speed creeping for a Chandelier, I think. Yeah, I think I'm speed creeping for a Choice Spec Chandelier, which I think has a possibility against my team, just to break for things like Jirachi and potentially Nidoking late game. So that's something I have in mind right there. As I'm not going to be staying on Nidoking or Jirachi anyways with this Pokemon. So if I'm able to ever get rocks up on like their switch in or just hit one with an Earth Power, it could be really nice. As well as I have Reflect here. What Reflect allows me to do is take on a Z Dragon Dance or Z Dragonite a lot easier after like a Dragon Dance. Exactly. So like I said, the Z Thunder Punch can blow my Celesteal away. If I Reflect up, at least I can live. But that's not the main goal. I want like a Mon like I'll just show you down the line. But getting that Reflect up is going to help so much throughout this game, in my opinion. But coming into our next Mon on the team, making another debut, we have Red, White, Blue, our Sneasel. And this Mon is rocking the Choice Band with Icicle Crash, Ice Shard, Knockoff, and Aerial Ace. With the Adamant Nature, once again, we don't even need to run Jolly. So we can outpace his fast Pokemon being Jirachi with Adamant Nature by 1 point, which is really nice. Really nice there. As even if it is Choice Scarf Jirachi, I'm definitely scouting for that first, so I wouldn't say anything like knockoff or anything. But anyways, yeah. This being the Sneasel, I think this thing can just tear holes in his team. Like literally, I don't really see like besides Mega Blastoise and Clefable being really healthy, nothing else on his team is really taking too many hits from this Pokemon. This Pokemon's gonna be a beast this week, breaking for potential Zygarde sweeps at the end. So it could be nice, really nice there. That's going to be the Sneasel, guys. And coming to our next Mon, probably one of the most important Mons on the team. I will say this again. I'll be saying this like multiple weeks. This Mon's going to come a lot. Like, this is one Mon on my team that I'm definitely never going to change, I could say. I could say that pretty easily. Like, this is one Mon I would not change on the team, like, remove from the team to drop it for something, or trade it. Unless, obviously, I got, like, a ridiculous deal. But this is one Pokemon I'm really happy about this season, is Licky Licky, our Laffy Taffy right here, with leftovers. And then we have the Wish, Protect, Earthquake, and Dragon Tail. And this is our special tank to take hits from the why am I going blank? Nidoking, Chandelier, Rotom-Mow, even Clefable. Like, this Mon just soaks those hits and passes wishes to Celesteela, and even Mega Donati is a pretty good pivot this game. So you can definitely give Mons like that back health, and as well as Roserade at the end. You'll see here in a second, but no need to run speed for this, as we're gonna be slower than the majority of his team anyways. As his team's not slow. Like, I wasn't saying his team's not fast, but it's not slow. Like, it's all in between. It's kind of weird. So that's gonna be Licky Licky. Pretty self-explanatory. I don't really remember the spreads, guys, on some of these Pokemon, just because it's been a while since I've obviously made the team and played. But yeah, that's gonna be Licky Licky. And coming in our last slot is going to be Envy, the Roserade. And once again, I love bringing this Mon. I definitely do. It's more of a defensive Mon this week, and you would think like probably Natural Cure, but Technician is really nice. Considering he has a Heracross, I want to repack HP Flying. So I can get a Oko on that if I ever need to, because Sludge Bomb cannot get the job done, unfortunately. And he can Oko me with like a Choice Band and Mega Horn. But I don't expect him to bring Choice Banded Heracross if he brought it, but you never know. But I'm packing Spikes. Spikes plus Stealth Rocks are really nice for scouting out if that Clefable on his team is Magikarp or unaware. We need to figure out that information as soon as possible. And then Leaf Storm is there to hit the Mega Blastoise extremely hard. If he's not running any bulk at all, then Leaf Storm can Oko from full on his side. So that's really nice there. And I believe we are speed creeping for a modest... Oh, oh my god. Modest Mega Blastoise, yeah. So that's that. That's the team, guys. Overall, I think we have a pretty solid matchup, and I think this should be a pretty fun game overall. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and get into it, and I'll be right back. All right, boys. And as you can see, let me get this out of the way. As you can see, he did decide to bring the Nidoking, Clefable, Mega Blastoise, Glalie, Dragonite, and Rotom-Mow. Now, I was super surprised the Glalie came and no Chandelier. Chandelier had a great possibility of breaking through my team. Potentially, it could definitely put in a lot of work. Mega Blastoise is still there, and the Nidoking are still there, so those are two huge threats I definitely need to watch out for. As well as a potential Calm Mind Clefable, because I'd have Dragon Tail as my only way of phasing, which is obviously cannot affect the Clefable, so I need to be careful if that ever becomes a scenario. So yeah, get into this match. I'll look at his team. I'm not really expecting him to lead with anything in particular, but I figure that my wait, what did I lead with? I led with my Roserade, I believe. Yeah, I led with my Roserade because yeah, I sort of expected maybe, like, since he brought this style of team, I figured that he would potentially either be Choice Scarf Nidoking or Choice Scarf Rotom-Mow as his options. He's definitely bringing a Scarfer. considering his team just naturally gets outpaced by my team. He didn't bring the Jirachi, so that means Mega Nancy's going to be able to do a little bit more work offensively this game, which is really nice. But yeah, overall, like I said, the team's a little scary. I predict him to either lead with the Nidoking or Rotom right here, just as a solid Scarfed option. As you can see, he's going to lead with the Rotom-O, and I'm going to lead with Roserade, so this is a fair matchup for me to go ahead and just throw a Spike up. Obviously, I could have Sludge Bombed, and I really could have because he went Glalie, so that could have been a ton of damage right there. But I'm going to go into my main check to this thing, which is going to be Celesteela, and as you can see, he's going to go for the Freeze Dry and freeze me! Oh my dude. I don't even know where to begin with this play. I don't even know. Like, just freezing my Celesteela right from the beginning. I was in shock, man. I was in utter shock. Like, he was like, my bad in the chat. I was like, yeah, all good, man, all good. But in my head, I was like, dude, this is not good. This is not good. This is my, like, best mon for his team, man. Yeah, I'm frozen, so. Right here, I'm going to stay in and potentially try to thaw out. And on this next following turn, I realized Dragonite could come in and try to just destroy me. But I'm going to stay in again, knowing that my Licky can take any hit from full, especially after +1. Barring it like a +1 Supersonic Sky Strike. But just based off of his team, I figured he wanted a better way of breaking down my Celesteela, although he does have the Rotom-O. So I'm going to go ahead and just click Dragon Tail as soon as I get a chance on this next following turn, as he's going to Dragon Dance up like I expected, but he's actually going to switch on to Blastoise right here. So that kind of gives me the idea that I might have Aura Sphere, but I'm going to click Dragon Tail and take a ton of spike damage off on that and get damage on Blastoise, which is great. Nidoking's going to come in, so perfectly fine for me. Perfectly fine for me, as I can just wish up in this thing's face, as he's going to pull the switch into his Clefable, knowing I have Dragon Tail now. And that spike right there, boys, took 12% off. That means that's unaware. Let's go. So we know automatically this thing's unaware, so that is very solid for poisoning this thing later on, if that's what we choose to do so, and I'm going to try. So I'm going to go Envy right here. I definitely should have went Celesteela on this play. I know I definitely should have, because Flamethrower is a really obvious play he could pull right here. If he has it, it hits my Roserade switch in, it hits my Celesteela switch in. But as you guys know, we have the Aqua Berry, which we would eat that, and then obviously we would get unfrozen. So that would have been a nice play on my part. But I go to Roserade, being a little weenie. And he's going to Flamethrower me, not do very much because we are very bulky, and that damage tells me he's a very bulky set. But we're going to go Celesteela right here, try to catch him on another Flamethrower, but pulls a smart play into his Glalie right here. As I guess I could have Sludge Bombed again, but I don't know. Glalie is his main switch into Roserade, I guess, but he's going to pull the Rotom switch, as I'm just trying to thaw out here again. Obviously, I don't want to take a huge Volt switch, so I'm just going to go into my Licky once again, as I can soak any hit from this man. The Volt switch is going to do a nice 17%. And I believe he goes into the... Oh, there he goes. Goes in the Mega Blastoise. So right here, I click Protect. This is a big turn in the game for just figuring out if he has Aura Sphere on this mon, because if he does, it's going to be making Licky's job a lot harder. And I show the Protect as he decides to go for the Hydro Pump. And that's good news for me. Hydro Pump does pretty close to half, I think, but we can definitely stall it out. Like, Hydro Pump only has 8 PP, I believe. But he goes for Dark Pulse right here and flinches me, so I'm debating staying in or not, but I really don't have the switch at the same time, because... yeah, I just need to try to get this wish off, essentially. Dark Pulse is... It's a move, man. It's a move. He goes for Hydro right here. It's kind of surprised, honestly. I want to get the wish off right here. And I kind of just want to switch right here. I think I switch. He's going to pull the switch into his Clefable. I think I double or go for an Earthquake or something. I go for the Dragon Tail, so he makes a good play right there, I guess, predicting that. As he's going to take a little more spike damage, though, which is really nice for me. And I'm full health right here. I'm going to go to my Celly again, try to get frozen, try to get unthawed by the Flamethrower. But he's going to make a, I guess, good play by going for the Moonblast right there. It does not unfreeze me. So right here, I'm going to try to unthaw once again, as he's going to pull the switch into his Rotom. And as you can see, we are back, boys. Mount Everest is back. And that Heavy Slam damage is nice down the Rotom right there, considering we cannot hit it with this Spike. So we're going to go for the Protect right here. Just kind of scout out what he wants to do, if he has anything besides Volt Switch plus Leaf Storm he wants to do. As we're just going to Protect right there, obviously. And, yeah. I'm going to bring him out Licky again. Once again, can wall this thing for days. He's going to Volt Switch, which is a good play. But whatever comes in is taking spike damage, besides the Dragonite, and we can just Dragon Tail that out. And, Clefable's going to come in, take more spike damage, obviously. It's getting kind of rinse and repeat at this point, but he's going to click the Moonblast right here, as I can just wish. So, very solid for us here. We're in a good spot, I think, at this point, with one spike up is really doing a toll to his team. As we're going to pull the switch into our Celesteela once again, as he is just going to pull the play and Flamethrower this time, considering we are not frozen. And we do have the Aqua Berry to kind of munch on that up. Now, being that his switch in last time was the Rotom-O, he's been pulling pretty offensive switches at this point, pulling in Glalie on my Roserade and Rotom-O on my Celesteela. I'm just going to go ahead and throw the Toxic off right here, as it could hit the Clefable being unaware, or it could hit this, which is really nice. Had he went Nidoking, that could have sucked, I guess, but I could have just went Licky Licky and walled whatever it went for. Getting Toxic on this thing is going to be really nice considering the spike is up too. So, I mean, like, obviously he doesn't get affected by the spike, but Toxic on this plus spike on everything else besides the Dragonite is nice. As, yeah. I'm going to go for a turn of Protect right there, stall him down a little bit on the Toxic as he's going to choose to go for the Willow right there. Showing that he went for the Willow that turn, I thought either he'd just Volt Switch on the next turn. I knew he wouldn't Leaf Storm. That wouldn't really make much sense. So I bring in my Mega Deontay, making a little bit of offensive play, which I think is pretty good here. As, just go pull a switch out here, expecting his Leaf Storm this time. Trying to rack up that poison damage. And as you can see, Leaf Storm is going to do very, very little at Envy, which is great for me. And we're looking at a good spot now. We're looking at a good spot. I'm just going to throw a Sludge Bomb off here, I believe. As he's going to pull the switch into his Glalie. So as you can see, this Sludge Bomb that we could have done before does 48% of this Glalie. So not exactly a switch in. So one more would kill. And I guess he thought we were going to be faster than him. We're not running much speed, so I kind of had to get out of there. He's going to go for the Ice Shard, and luckily that cannot freeze me. So he's going to taunt me right here. I just click Heavy Slam. I'm pretty much at full health. There's no reason for me to Toxic or Protect, really. So I knock out his Glalie right there. Let me go ahead and get that off the screen for you guys. And he's going to bring in his Dragonite. So I figured, okay, this is my setup again. I have a Licky Licky in the back as he's going to decide to go for the Dragon Dance. Now, I know I can live any one hit barring a +1 Supersonic Sky Strike or a +1 Devastating Drake. So I'm just going to stay in right here and click Protect, actually. Just in case he wanted to go for that Z move right there, I was pretty confident he wouldn't go for the Dragon Dance again, considering I've already showed Dragon Tail. He's going to click Dragon Claw. So I know I can live that, unless he showed the Devastating Drake after that, which would have been a really good play. But anyways, that is a pretty huge play for me. Honestly, I took the more damage than he did, obviously, right there. And he wore my Licky down a lot. But getting that Dragon Tail off, breaking his multi-scale is huge for me overall. And what's even better is the Pokemon that comes in, Nidoking. I can proceed to Wish on this Pokemon as it cannot knock me out with any one move. Choice Spec Sludge Wave might have a chance. I don't know after this left. He actually chooses to go for Earth Power anyway, so I don't know why it wasn't registered in my head that he could potentially be Scarfed. So I could have went Celestial, but at the same time, it's just better to catch the Wish with my Licky Licky. So I know Earth Power can't knock me out. I'm going to click, I believe, Wish. Yeah, I click Wish right here. Yeah. And then I believe I click Protect because I don't want to get any like crit or anything, high roll or something ridiculous. So I'm just going to go into Rotom right here as I click Protect, like I said. And I can take any one hit from this thing, like I was talking about. So I'm just going to Wish once again as we're not completely at full health. And my man's going to go for the Will-O-Wisp. So he shows the Willow right here. And I'm going to Wish up. And we are wearing this Rotom down very much, especially with that one spike up. Like I said, his team cannot switch in too much with that spike. That spike is very nice for against his team. He's going to click the Volt Switch right here. Obviously, I'm going to eat up whatever that wants, or whatever he wants to do. And I'm going to click, I believe, the Earthquake? No, I click Dragon Tail again on the Clefable switch. I don't know why. But Clefable's going to come back in. Clefable is sitting around 80-70% this whole game, it seems like, as we are just going to pull the switch back into our Roserade, make an offensive switch here, as he's going to go for the Moonblast this time. Outside the Flamethrower, I guess he doesn't want my Zygarde coming in. But Zygarde's never coming in straight up on this thing. We know it's unaware at the same time, so there's really no point. As Nidoking's going to come in, eat a Sludge Bomb. I really, if you look back at this play, I guess I could have just Leaf Stormed, because if Flamethrower would have knocked me out, and it would have put him really low. And it was pretty obvious he was going to switch there anyways, so his switch at this point was Nidoking, so Leaf Storm could have just blown the Nidoking back, I believe. I don't really check the calc on that, but taking the Spike plus Sludge Bomb is just solid enough for me. He's going to leave him at 50%, and I have an easy switch once again into my Licky Licky. Now, he could have started making aggressive plays, I guess, doubling into like Dragonite, predicting my Licky Licky switch, and could have set up on me, but obviously I do have my Dragon Tail on deck for that Dragonite, so he really couldn't do that. As his team's mainly the majority special, and Licky Licky just walls off the majority of what he brought, which is really good. So out comes the Clefable once again. I believe I click Wish this turn into a Dragon Tail, or did I switch? I think I switched this turn. Going into Roserade once again, as it's pretty... Or I go into my Mega Deontay right here, actually, yeah. I'm going to eat the Flamethrower because I predicted him to go for Flamethrower right there, and either hit Celestial or Roserade on the switch. So I'm going to make my pivot mid-ground play being my Mega Deontay. And I believe I go for the Stealth Rocks right here. Yeah, I get the Stealth Rocks up, and that's really going to limit his team, especially the Rotom. As you guys can see there, he went for the Meteor Mesh. So he's going to miss that. Unfortunate. I really is unfortunate because I don't need this mon too much. And it sucked for him all around because it is kind of frustrating considering my Licky Licky just keeps coming in over and over. And he finally gets a chance offensively to damage my team, and he just misses. But I guess he did freeze me earlier, so that kind of evens it up right there. As you can see, I think we lived one Meteor Mash, but we will never figure that out. As I'm just going to pull the switch into my Roserade right here. If you click Flamethrower, it wouldn't have killed me, but it would have done a lot. It would have been a good play. But right here, I'm just going to click Sludge Bomb because I can't live Flamethrower from the percent I'm at. Sludge Bomb is going to knock him down to 24%, and he's going to play Flamethrower, and as you can see, we live at 13%. So the next play he decides to make is a switch out right here into the Nidoking. Once again, this was a play where I definitely should have clicked Leaf Storm because it knocked out Clefable and it knocked out Nidoking. Like, I don't understand why I didn't do that. So, yeah, I'm going to go click Sludge Bomb right here. I guess I didn't want to miss. Like, I guess it was fair. Because say I missed my Leaf Storm and then Clefable obviously stayed in, just click Flamethrower, I was dead. That could have sucked. But, yeah. We're going to bring in our Peach, our Mega Diancie, as he actually is just going to predict that immaculately and go for the Earth Power, so good play by my man right there. Ladurp making plays out here. As I'm going to switch my Celesteal, obviously no one needs Choice Scarf at this point. So he's going to pull the switch into his Rotom, I guess basically sacking it off because I'm just going to click Heavy Slam right here. Knock him down to 1%, but obviously I do have the Protect on my Celesteal so I can stall him out once again. And considering Rocks are up and he has no source of hazard removal outside of a Dragonite, well, like Defog, which I doubt it is because he is set up with Dragon Dance and shown Dragon Claw and, well, I guess he could be Defog, but it's very unlikely. I'm going to bring in Dragonite once again, as I believe I stay in right here. Yeah, stay in at this point, considering I don't think he has the Z move at this point, because he would have went for Licky Licky, because Licky Licky was pain in the ass to his team right at that point, and he could have went for it and knocked Licky Licky out. Obviously, if I protected, I wouldn't have been knocked out, but I'm just going to stay in and click a Heavy Slam, weaken him down to the point where Sneasel can just kill Ice Shard. Ice Shard, well, I think it was a roll at that point, even with Band, it just shows how bulky the Dragonite is. So I'm going to get him to that point, and we're just going to go ahead and sack off our Roserade. Roserade did its job, honestly. It put in a lot of work. It put in a lot of pressure, forcing his Glalie and his Nidoking to switch over and over on the hazards and initially just take a ton of damage. So we're going to go to our Sneasel. Just click Knockoff right here. Hit every switch you want to go for the hardest. And at this point, Sneasel had a very solid chance of just cleaning the rest of his team. But his Mega Blasters was just out of range of a Choice Banded knockoff. So right here, I have to switch. Unfortunately, I'm just going to go ahead and sack off my Zygarde as he decides to go for the Hydro Pump right here. And that does a ton to me. And right here, I'm just going to click Dragon Dance just in case he wanted to like switch or something or just miss a Hydro Pump, which could have been really nice. But he actually is just going to switch into his Clefable. So he told me after the game he wanted to sack it off. I guess so we could get a switch into his Nidoking, but his Nidoking was below the point where he came in on hazards, so don't get that play the most. I guess he just wasn't unaware that the Nidoking died at that point. But we get the Dragon Dance up, and we can pretty much just clean with Zygarde at this point, which is really nice at this point. I believe I just started. I forgot to take off a member of his team. I'm sorry. The Rotom is off, the Dragonite is off, and now the Clefable is off. And the Nidoking, as you can see, is going to die to the hazards like I was talking about before. And all that's left is the Mega Blastoise. So, Forgotten definitely put in the work here at the end as it cleaned like I thought it could. So, that's going to be it, guys. That is the battle. We improve our record to 2-2 as I believe, I don't know place we're in the conference yet because all the games are not done at this current moment. But anyways, that game's going to help us out a lot in the long run. An out-conference match, not really too big of a deal, I guess. But we do have 2 conference matches coming up ahead, and these 2 teams are ahead of us. So, these are going to be huge matches. And like I said, 2-2, we are sitting with a +3 differential, I believe. So that's a pretty nice differential in our conference, especially considering a couple teams ahead of us that have a lower differential. So a couple wins could definitely be really solid for us. Anyways, guys, that's going to be it. If you guys enjoyed this video, go ahead and leave a like and subscribe if new. Really would appreciate it. And peace.